Mm. Right. Telling your followers you have started a live video. Uh-oh. Hey. Hey. What's going on? Good evening. Good night. Y'all, what's going on? I just got some music playing. Just trying to get all the vibes right now. How y'all doing? Are you jumping on this mic? You jumping on this mic? Can you? Well, you can't pronounce your name because are you gonna jump on? Yes. It's open mic time from 10ish to 10:30ish. 10:30. Hey, cuz. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I didn't see a wave for anybody else. But hey, good evening, y'all. Let me turn this music down. All right, it's Humpday Wednesday. Welcome, y'all. I'm so glad y'all are here. So basically, I know some of y'all is your first night. This is my second night, so I'm just gonna do a rundown of why I'm here. I am here because I am a spoken word artist, your girl Katrice, and my mission right now is to promote healing in our communities among us creators. I want to discuss it. I want us to talk about how we've healed, how we've used our art to heal, and it doesn't matter what kind of it is. I also want to have conversations with people who know about healing. Don't even really have to be a creative at all. And I'm open to have those kind of conversations. This is an open mic, so you can send a request to join. Let me turn my sound off because I think y'all might be able to hear that. Go ahead and put this thing on silencio, okay? But yeah, go ahead and hit me up. Not me up personally, but go ahead and hit that ad so that you can join and spit your tonight. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna do that. And again, so some things that we talked about in the last time that we were on were different ways that we heal. We were also talking about getting in touch with yourself, being in touch with who you are and what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy, triggers, how we heal from those triggers, how it's not everybody else's fault that you may be going through what you're going through, and how you can pretty much use everything that's around us to heal. I know healing is probably a scary word for some people. It's a little, like, what you mean heal? I just took a shot, I'm good. We're not talking about coping. We're not talking about covering. We're not talking about being in denial to taking responsibility to why we are where we are. A lot of us go through breakups, and a lot of us go through rejection on the job, and we point the finger at them and we blame them for hurting us. But the big thing is knowing what your triggers are and how we can heal from those. And that's why I'm here. I just think this is just something that's on my heart to do, and I'm going to pursue it, and I'm going to pursue it, and I'm going to pursue it until I am able to, until God gives me another purpose, I guess, at this point. So again, this is an open mic, so anybody that's interested in jumping on the mic or jumping in to have a conversation with me about healing, what you do to heal, how you heal, any questions you have about healing, because we have a circle of people that are going to be on here, that are here tonight, that know about healing. And I'm assuming that's why you're here, because you know about healing. You use your artwork to heal, and you want to help everybody else around us. So I'm gonna start with the open mic. Oh, and let me just go ahead and say, the first night we just kind of did a free for all. We was just kind of talking, and we had some poets on. My mom tried to jump in, but she had some connection issues. I'm hoping that she joins us again tonight. And if she doesn't, it's all good. I know she's gonna get back on here. But for everybody that's joining us, tonight I do have a featured. And we're going to do conversation and poetry because she has it all. She has all of that in the bag, okay? And so we got Paula I wanted to say it all, okay? Paula R. Amore, okay? In the building or on the Wi-Fi or on the Instagram tonight or whatever. And I'm so excited about that. And this is the beginning of many, you know what I'm saying? I will invite, like I said, poets who are very open about discussing their healing journey, also discussing, and again, the poetry does not have to be about healing, because it doesn't necessarily have to be about healing, but understand that anytime you create something, you are releasing a part of yourself into the universe, right? And in a way, you're healing yourself. And if you don't realize you're healing yourself, guess what? Somebody that hears you is being healed by what you present. So I'm gonna start off with the poetry or whatever, and hopefully that'll, you know, motivate others. I got one on standby, and after I, what's going on? I see you. Paula's in the building. Okay, I'm excited about tonight. God is good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start my piece. And basically, it's funny because I wrote this book. It's my book, Poetic Insanity. This is volume 1. You can purchase this book. You can click the link in my bio and purchase it from barnesandnoble.com. And then once you get it, you know, you can link if you want me to sign it. And if not, you know, click the link. And anyway, it's funny how you create things, right? You create things and then they continue to speak to you as you continue to grow. And if your goal is to heal, or your goal is to just continue to work on you, you can save yourself. This is why I think it's so important to write things down, to journal. And a lot, you know, if you have any trouble with, if you've never thought about journaling, never thought about writing down your feelings, you don't have to pick up a paper and write a paragraph. You don't have to. You can pick up a piece of paper and write a word. I'm going to keep saying that. I may just put that on a t-shirt. I don't know. Write one word. How are you feeling today? Bad. Oh, okay. Guess what? Put a date on it. Just put a date. Put a date and a word. That is how you can begin to release, to heal, and to grow. And that's all. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? To help you do something that is simple, that can help you to get to something that is greater. Okay, well, I'm gonna stop running my mouth for the moment, and I'm gonna go ahead and read this piece. It's in my first book, Poetic Insanity, Volume 1, because sometimes words drive you crazy. Again, if you're interested in getting the book, hit me up or click the link in my bio, and you can purchase it online. The piece that I'm going to be reading is called A Conversation with God, and it goes a little something like this. Train rides and bus signs all day chasing, trying to get to a place that captures me like the Matrix. Red pill, blue pill, which one did I swallow? Can't see the contents of that yellow pill bottle. Days due to my decision of taste, amazed by the fragrance up in my face. I swallow it whole, without second thought. In my mind, I feel all my thoughts are lost. Memories unfolded and looking pretty dire. Seems like these times of love are about to expire. Meditating on mantras that bring love forward, carrying around crystals that fight love like a sword. I walk with wide steps and my head on the pivot. Never knew the result would leave me lovesick. With love on the line, I reach a fork in the road, reaching my hand out for a handout, but instead I get a spirit that's so cold. Cold-blooded is what they call it. No love really maintained. Just thoughts and promises and memories etched in my brain. Looking for a way out, I grew weary and slept, never knowing that sleep can sometimes lead to death. Eyes wide open and shivering in fear, I yell and scream with intensity, Lord, get me out of here. And of course God hears me, with no hesitation responds, my child, you left me a long time ago to gain worldly bonds. But God, I'm so sorry, you know I don't know what I'm doing. He said, well, I tried to help you many times before your life you ruined. So you knew you turned away from me, but further and further apart we grew. Till one day you looked up and realized your accomplishments were few. That you had lost just about everything inside. As a shell of a woman is what you tried to hide. But truthfully, I never left you. I was watching all along, trying to speak to you many times through whispers and sometimes song. But you never heard me, and now I scream out loud. Follow me now, or forever perish, my child. All you have to do is jump, right here and right now. This may be your only chance because the enemy is catching up to us somehow. So make your choice, and please be clear. It will only get more challenging from here. But one thing I promise is that you will never be alone. And if it starts changing, you don't have to make it on your own. With tears in my eyes and my head hung low, I responded humbly to God, my hero. Okay, God, I hear you. Crystal clear this time. Me against the ropes, and my life is on the line. I don't have time for silly games and selfish intention. You created me for something bigger and a much more fulfilling mission. So I say yes to your will, Lord, and less to your way. Yes to your way. I will hold your hand through the darkness and wait for the sunny days. To brighten up my life again, today I promise to let you in. You promise love that is so true, and for that, I will forever trust you. And that's that piece. Conversation with God out of Poetic Insanity. And that's what I'm here for. You understand what I'm saying? God has a bigger plan for me, and I gotta pursue it. I gotta stop playing as if I'm out here just, like I'm just out here just to be out here. We all got a purpose, man. And sometimes you just gotta have a conversation with God, or just a conversation with yourself, so you can find that purpose. So enough with me running my mouth. I'm gonna go ahead and get, again, for everybody that's just joining us, this is an open mic. It's Humpday Healing. So what we're doing is we're using our creations, whatever that is, whatever level of creativity you're on, whether you're a poet, a singer, a rapper, a visual, or however you do it. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear it. We want to see it. Request to join. I will definitely have you join. You can share, you can talk, you do your thing. We do have a feature. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to share some poetry. And I'm going to go ahead and accept this request. I hope you're ready. Where she go? Where she at? I don't see. Oh, hey!
Hey,
What's happening?
nothing much. I'm so proud of you. Okay, we're on the open mic. It's like open mic night. The creative vibes have been high. So.
I know, yes, I know. I know how it is. And that's why I was like, let me jump on in here because I got some things to say too. And the good thing about it is you can jump from one to the next. You can do poetry all night if you want.
Yeah, you really can. And I was messaging Starry. I was like, I feel like I'm on the poetry high. Like, it's so many things.
Yes. Yes. And it is a thing, okay? Yeah. It's a thing. But go ahead, do your thing. I'm gonna sit here and drink my juice.
Okay, I'm working on memory, so it should be cool. But
don't forget to introduce yourself and your platform and everything that you do.
So my name is Tania Deshawn. It means queen to whom God is gracious. I love writing. I love to read. I actually did a review of Katrice's book. So yeah, that's my whole thing. Y'all can tell here. There's some on my desk and storage everywhere. They're my babies. So yeah, that's about me. I have my book reviews on YouTube, Medium. I'm trying to get 100 followers so I can monetize my writing. So if y'all like what I'm about to say, go. In my bio, it's gonna say read my poetry and follow me there so you can help me. And it's free 99. It's just a little bit of your time. That's what I'm saying now. So the poem I'm gonna do is The Wolf, and I'm working on my memory. So here we go. Okay. You want me to follow you into the dark. You want me to give away my tender heart. Another wolf rocking the latest wool coat, staining his drip in saliva, salivating over my dreams, my visions of the future perfuming the air, sweet and acidic delight, ready to burn through naysayers and allure opportunities. Tender is every fiber of my faith-filled flesh. I told the wolf you cannot have what's inside of me. Haven't you heard? I have heard of dreams that look docile now, but soon you'll call them beasts. I am the shepherd of this flock. There aren't any doubts for you to feast. Now flee, because if one go missing, you'll be losing teeth. You want me to follow you into the dark. You want me to give away my tender heart. That's the poem. So thank you.
I love that. I love how you were singing in between. I'm trying to. Did you make up that? I've never heard the song. So is that your song?
Yeah,
you did. What? I can't love the piece. I don't have a heart thing to press. I can't press, but I love that.
Thank you. Yes. Try something different,
Yeah. I loved it. So what was your inspiration, since we're on the topic of healing?
Yeah.
So tell me how that piece either helped to heal you, release you, or what is your goal for how you want your audience to receive it?
Yeah, so that piece for me, it was like writer's block, and it was like right before I had like changed my social media and everything to say that I was a writer, like telling, because before then I was just in my room reading books, writing poetry to myself. And so it just kind of came to my head, like, you know how some poems just fall out of the sky? Like,
Yes, yes,
it was one of those.
absolutely.
It fell out of the sky, and it was like, there's times, especially when you're getting started, you're not going to be able to share it to people. The people you think you are going to be able to share it with, those might be the main people who are going to kill your dreams. And I know we say it all the time. It's easier to kill a dream when it's just a seed. It's easier to kill a king when it's a child, or queen when it's a
Mm-hmm.
child. So it's like, that's where that came from. Like, you want me to follow you down this darkness of self-betrayal, of not following your purpose, but I'm not falling for it, because what you're looking at now is little, like these little sheep, these little dreams. Yeah, they might be little now. Yeah, I'm sitting with my little, this is gonna be a library
Right.
one day. Listen, this is gonna be a whole library. Somebody's gonna look
Absolutely.
at
That's
it.
the whole movement right
Like,
there.
right,
Mm-hmm.
these poems could be a play. That play could be
Yeah.
a screenplay, a movie. Like, like, so that's the vibe. So that's what the poem is about. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I like that. And I hope that you continue to create songs that go with the pieces.
I'm actually working on one. I'm gonna share it. Are you doing Coda again?
I'm not sure. I mean, I am. When I tell you, I feel like I am always moving. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
always moving. I feel like I take naps. I do not sleep for real. And
Yeah.
so if I can put it in my schedule to do, I definitely will. I most definitely will do pop-ups.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
yeah, I most definitely will do pop-ups. I'm not sure if I'm going to enroll for the whole class, but they are so beneficial. One time for College of Dope Ass Writers, definitely motivating and inspiring us to be better writers
Hmm.
and entrepreneurs about that energy that we are that we have and that we are invited to, that she provides us with, the resources and everything is very, very beneficial to us. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
thank you for being the first breaking the ice.
Ooh, sacrificial poet.
Right, right.
How do I leave?
Right. I don't know how to. Let me see how I do
I was like,
this.
kick me out. I'm gonna exit and then come back in.
Okay, great. I'm telling you, I'm new to this. I'm not true to this yet. Okay. So I don't know how to X you out if you decide to come in. Once again, it is me, Jay Katrice, one of your favorite poets, inspiring to be your number one favorite poet. Okay. And this is Hump Day Healing. Hump Day because it's a Wednesday, and for some reason we call it Hump Day. I don't know why. But I like it, and so I used it. And so what we do here on Wednesday nights, we basically share poetry and we share our healing journeys. We are all healing from something. And one thing that I have learned about healing is that it is never stops. Once you start, it just keeps going. It is not something that I think that any of us should be doing alone. I definitely think that it's beneficial to heal with a group of people or another person that you can trust. And so I created this night, one, because I didn't want to stop writing. I didn't want to stop reciting poetry. I didn't want to stop hearing poetry. Two, I can't always run out and go to places because of life. And three, because I really want to help our community heal. I know a lot of us are tired of hurt people hurting people. I've been on both sides of the fence, and I'm trying to be a better person. I want to inspire everybody here to do the same. So again, this is an open mic. If there's any poets in the room or any artists in the room, any creatives that would love to share your healing journey or your healing poetry, go ahead and hit that request to join, and I will invite you in, and you can go ahead and recite, or you can chit chat. Again, it's poetry and chit chat. I do have a feature tonight, and me and Paula are gonna chit chat, and she's gonna recite some poetry, I hope. And we're going to talk about this healing, different ways to heal, how she's healing. She'll suggest some things to us, and hopefully we have more poets jump on. Again, this is my second Wednesday doing this. And so I'm hoping to continue to do this every Wednesday. I'm hoping to continue to invite more poets, more conversation, so we can heal, y'all. Because being broken and being an unhealed person is rough. It's rough out here. You know what I'm saying? It's rough being broken and unhealed, and because at that point everything you see is broken. It's hard to see, the rainbows and the trees and the beautiful things through a broken mirror. You still see them, but they're distorted. And so I want to help us see things through a clearer vision. So if I don't have anybody else that would like to join the open mic, if no one else wants to jump on and discuss anything with me, I'm going to go ahead and keep the ball rolling and invite Paula on. And you can just click ready when you're ready. I could invite anybody on, but I ain't gonna do y'all like that. Y'all do it when y'all ready. You know what I'm saying? No pressure. But here we're gonna go ahead and start. Let's get this thing going. Hey,
All right.
Hey.
Oh my God. So I got to fix my whole lighting thing, guys. Hold up. How you doing, Jay?
I'm good. How about you?
Awesome. Hold on. Let me get up on this light thingy
We can see
majiggy.
you. Oh, I can see you.
Huh?
I
You
can
see me? I don't look like I've been to the beach and got a tan.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I did. I did go to the beach, and I do have a tan. However, that's not the tan I'm talking about. My lighting needs to be right. But anyway, so listen. So you guys, what was the name of the poet that just recited?
Tania.
Tania.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I love the whole. I really don't like comparing artists and poets to other artists. However, she had that Jill Scott vibe thing going on, and I'm just like, I love when poets can sing and recite. You know what I'm saying? Their artistry, and but that's not my lane. I don't sing, unfortunately.
You don't sing. Okay.
No, that's
We
not
all,
me.
as creators, we can all sing.
Well, okay, so I'm not saying I can't hit a note. I can hit a note. However, I feel like as artists, we should know like what's our lane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel
Yeah.
you.
Yes. Yeah. So, but I'm excited to be here tonight.
Okay.
I gotta get
I'm
water.
excited that you're here. I know that you have a lot of gems in your tool chest, and I am just really excited about you sharing them with us.
Okay.
I just so my small introduction of Miss Paula. Am I supposed to roll my tongue when I say your last name? Am I supposed to say Arbor?
No, you can just say Amor. But you know what? I done been called armor. So it's however you want to say it.
Okay, well, I'll say this. So we met prior to the pandemic, and I add an extra A to it because it's been a mess. It should be called something else. Okay. So we met prior to the pandemic. That again, yes, pandemic, and so Paula was helping me rebrand, reshape, and represent Poetic Insanity and the artist Jay Katrice, and she helped me out a whole lot. I met a phenomenal group of people. I met a phenomenal photographer. Okay.
Yes. Shout out, King Snook.
Yes. He
Yes,
is.
shout out.
He is such a wonderful energy. He has a great energy. I mean, he's professional and down to earth at the same time, and I love it. So yeah, and so we were on a great journey, and then things happened and life happened, and I just wanted to make sure that I invited her on because when I talk about healing and we talk about being connected to the universe and things like that, there are a handful of people really that I know that really have some really solid things to say, and you were one of those first people, and so I wanted to invite you on, and thank you so much for accepting my invitation. And that is all that I have to say at the moment. I will let you do the damn thing.
Well, you know, when first of all, I want to say thank you so much, Jay. I'm honored. Like I'm honored anytime that I'm invited on a platform, a poetic platform. I'm really honored because I came into the poetry community in Atlanta kind of like late. I'm a late bloomer. I've been writing for years, but as far as poetry, I'm a late bloomer. And so the poetry community here really embraced me. Come get some. Like a lot of poets here really embraced me. However, coming in contact with so many poets, you know, you kind of like have certain vibes with certain poets. And you were definitely one of them. I think we met at another platform. However, when you came out to, I forgot the name of the platform, you came out and I remember you sitting in the back and I felt this whole prophetic, poetic moment with you where I just saw you like, hey, Derek, I saw you like traveling, you know, internationally, you know, doing your thing. And I do believe that God still has a plan for that, right? However, we all have assignments. I feel like we were all born with a purpose and assignment. And I believe that you are definitely tapping into your assignment with this platform, talking about healing. Like, oh my gosh. I mean, there's so much that people are talking about on social media, everything. I mean, people hurting themselves, climbing crates and stuff. So, you know, it's like we need healing. We really do need healing because it's so much.
Man.
It's so much. And so I just really appreciate you, Jay, for bringing me on as a feature on your second. This is your second Wednesday.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for it. But healing. So I wrote something, and I guess I can open up with something that I wrote, not something that I've already memorized or whatever. And normally I don't even like reading from a phone or a piece of paper. I like memorizing everything, but I felt like I needed to give something fresh, like from my spirit, from my heart, like present day. As I shared with you, my father was killed back in April the 3rd of this year. And even though I've healed from a lot of things, and we'll get into that a little later, my father's death hit me hard. And I didn't know if I was going to come out of that because for a minute I was suicidal. You know, I was living in Virginia after my father was killed. I spent 2 weeks here just wrapping my mind around the fact that my father was dead. And not only was he killed, I had an opportunity to go to the scene where he was hit by a car, and I just come into the city, and 8:35 I came into the city. He was pronounced dead at 9:01, and they called me back and said that his body was still in the street, so I was able to make it to the scene. And that kind of pain, Jay, I had never experienced that kind of pain. Right. And I didn't know, you know, people say, oh, my help comes from the Lord. My help comes from God and all that. I can't even tell you that I felt God in that moment. I was numb. I was numb to everything, everybody. And for a good minute, I was in a very dark place, you know, and I had to really get in tune to hear what I needed to do to start my healing process with losing my father. And one of the things I want to tell you what I did was I went to an open mic. I hadn't performed in 2 years. The last time I performed, you and I were together at that open mic in Tucker. That was the last time I performed. And then, you know, the pandemic hit. And so I wanted to write something kind of like fresh off my heart, you know. So this piece is called Beautiful You. I'm gonna open up with this piece, and I'm gonna read it from my phone. I've never done this. I've never read it from a phone. So here we go. It put a stain on my face. It entered in without grace. Who the hell put me in this race of pain? Who legally signed my name and didn't prescribe these painful tragedies without any Novocaine? This shit hurts all the same. Molestation, rape, and sodomy. A broom handle without any Vaseline. Do you hear my screams? Adult pain is the same. Cheating and divorce hit the same vein. My heart torn apart because it was love I thought before the hidden start. Friends became foes. This here is too many painful blows. Loved ones lost due to sickness and disease. Why do I feel like I live on Elm Street with nightmares in the night? My daddy's no longer with me. Rest in peace. So can someone tell me how to heal after all this pain? Oh, let's not forget about the pain's twin called shame. Then she appeared and offered me her hand. She said she wanted to be my lover and my best friend. All I had to do was to let her in. She wanted to be gentle and caress my soul within. She said, let me start with your mind and allow me to enter into your heart. She swore to me that she would never depart if I would just let her in. Who is she? Her name is Healing.
Come on. I'm like, who is she?
Who is she?
I'm like, who is she? I didn't know what was gonna come after that. Okay, I love that. Like that was very captive. That was a very captivating piece. Like I'm sitting on the edge of my stool, like, you know, what's gonna happen next? Like that's how it made me feel. But
yeah, I just wrote that. I wrote that like an hour before I got on here.
Listen, that was amazing. I felt all the, because that's what healing is that, you know what I'm saying? It's like you go through that process, and really, when you begin to heal, it feels rough, and like, you know, you're being screwed with no Vaseline. Okay, yeah. So it's rough.
A bull with no Vaseline, Jay.
Yes, that's how it feels. And then what happens is that the more that you focus on being of healing, the less it is, the less brutal it is. Like, you know, I'm okay, I know how to deal with that. Okay. You begin healing, you begin seeing things differently. So things start to hurt because you're like, I can't believe I've been living so blind all this time. And then when the shutters come off, you're like, oh my God. You know, like you said, and then you begin, like you said, when she comes in and asks for your mind, that's it. That's healing right there.
That's healing. So I feel as though healing has to take place first in the mind.
Yeah.
Like my mind was like gone. Yeah. Because all I had the image was my father's body. Or all I had the image in my head was the abuse that happened in my childhood. All I had was the image of the bad relationship, like what happened in the marriage, or what happened, you know, when things didn't go right with certain relationships. And we talking about friendships now. Mm-hmm. And it's like I just have the image in my head. So healing has to start in the mind before it can trickle down to the heart.
Right.
You understand? It's like, okay, I got to get my mind right. So some of the things that I had to do, I fell into a depression, and all I wanted to do was like lay in a bed, sleep. Like I couldn't eat. I didn't have an appetite. Right. And I just slept and I slept, and I was so weak. I was weak in my mind. My mind was telling my body, you weak.
Right.
My mind was telling my body I was weak. But Jay, let me tell you about the spirit of healing. She comes knocking on the door. And she said, if you let me in, I'll give you strength to get up. I'll speak to your mind. I'll tell your mind it needs to heal.
Right.
And I'll tell your mind what it needs to heal itself.
Right.
And the spirit of healing began to tell me what I needed.
Yeah.
It said, get up, go take a walk, go to the park. I went and hugged a tree. That's just, I was like, man, I gotta go hug a tree. I needed to do something.
Yeah.
And you know, I really like my healing place. My healing place is the ocean. Like I'm a water baby. And to my dad helped me to create that platform of healing for myself. He always took me to the ocean. He always had me at the beach. And the ocean has always been my healing place. But I couldn't get to the ocean. You know, transitioning, moving back from Virginia to Georgia, it was just a lot going on trying to process. So I went into nature. You know, I would take walks along the river. I would just go sit in the grass, sit on the ground, lay on. I mean, I found myself at my son's house in Bethlehem, Georgia, laying in the driveway, just on the pavement, like looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
Let me connect with the earth. Let me just lay here on the pavement. That's just, you know, because the spirit of healing would tell you. Oftentimes we wait for people to tell us. But like you say, hurt people can't tell you how to heal.
Right.
You understand? This is why we need the spirit. We need the spirit to tell us. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's in a particular religion, but I will tell you that healing is a spirit, and I call her. Because I believe women are built with the tool of nurturing. Like we're natural born nurturers. And so I believe that healing is a she. I believe the spirit of she said, do this. Because she wanted to nurture my wounds. She wanted to nurture my mind, nurture my heart, nurture my body. The spirit of healing was telling me what foods to eat. Because when I was depressed, I was at Zaxby's every day. When I finally got an appetite, even though I was up eating, I was eating the wrong food. And then I started gaining weight. And then I can't be on the stage, you know, looking like a Oompa Loompa. I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So healing, like, look, you're going to take care of your body. You're going to take care of your mind, your heart, and your body. You know what I'm saying? And so these are different things. And so I started healing through food, like through certain foods, like salads and different things like that. Because now we're talking about healing. Like, there's so many different things. And so what happens is when we deal with trauma and pain, normally we go to like alcohol and drugs, like smoking weed. And I ain't gonna say a leaf ain't bad every now and then. You know what I'm saying? What I'm just saying, don't get addicted to it. But I'm just saying, you know, we just yeah. Okay, Jay, I'm gonna let you talk because I feel like I'm just going on. I'm fine.
I mean, I definitely agree with you, and I love that you said that healing is, you know, as a woman. I mean, at this point, anything that is going to nurture us and take care of us. I mean, no disrespect to men.
No.
But you know, I just think when it does come to healing, you know, you have to have that. You know, your mind. It needs to be cared for. It needs to be healed. You know, it needs to be rubbed. I mean, and reminded that it's okay.
Right.
You know, so whatever you're experiencing, it's okay. And to continue to speak to you in order for you to speak to the rest of your body, because we're talking about healing from insecurity. We're talking about healing from jealousy. We're talking about healing from possessiveness. We're talking about healing from this, from rejection, from abandonment. I mean, these are things that a lot of us have experienced, you know, from childhood and up. And, you know, we get into a relationship and we are triggered by one of those, something happens and it triggers one of those things that ain't got nothing to do with that person, but it's that person's fault, right? No. You didn't heal properly, and it's not your fault you didn't heal properly. No one told you to heal. Nobody told you to heal. No one told you to. Most women prior to my generation was like, just put your big girl panties on and keep going.
Right.
No,
just be strong.
I don't want to put the big girl panties on because guess what? They too big.
Well, everybody's panty size ain't the same.
Well, if you putting on the big girl panties, they too big. Whatever your size is,
they're
too big, and so they don't fit.
I like thongs. I like thongs myself. Thong. You know what I'm saying?
Look, and they make, so if you wear a size 5, you can't wear a size 10 thong. You know what I'm saying? When you put your big size 10 thong on,
it's gonna look like a hula. It's gonna look like a hula hoop.
Exactly. You can't heal like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what did they say? When you look good, you feel good, and you are good. You can't look good in two big girl panties. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I say all that to say, you know, I love the fact that you mentioned, you know, healing being a female because, or a woman, I'll say, because that nurturing energy that we have, or that women have, is definitely what you need to continue to heal. It's not just healing from a breakup, healing from being fired or laid off from your job or from whatever level of rejection. It's healing whatever made you upset in the first place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. That breakup triggered your fear of abandonment and rejection. It ain't the person. Right. It's whoever. Right. And I don't want to say let's blame our parents for all of this. I don't necessarily want to say that because our parents gave us all they had. And
absolutely.
When you're a single parent, or even if it's a 2-parent household, they're doing what they need to do to make sure you got food on the table, clothes on your back. And sometimes we fell through the cracks. And you know, it created some things that we need to heal from. And so I definitely love the fact that you said that, because that just puts healing in a whole other category, I think, in our community.
Listen, I want to thank you for doing this for the culture.
This is for the culture.
Doing this for the culture. And so I can be very direct and specific when I say the culture. I mean Black people, people of color, people within your family who don't think that they need to heal. They don't think they need to sit down with a counselor. They don't think they need to sit down with a therapist. They don't think they need to write their pain out. They don't think they need to speak it out. They think they need to just die with the pain. They think they need to just go to the grave with it. And we were taught within our culture, whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. And I unassigned that assignment tonight.
We released
I unassigned that assignment. Like, for real, like, no. If it caused you any kind of pain from 0 to 99, I don't know how old y'all are out there watching this, but if it gave you any type of pain, you have to heal from it. And you don't have to heal. You know, people say, you know, Jesus paid it all. Jesus, and I'm going to tell you something. I love the word. I do. I love the principles. I love, but there's other things that I love outside. There's other principles outside of that I love, that I've learned to take into my arsenal of wisdom and solace and tranquility, you know what I'm saying, and a part of my healing, you know. And I appreciate everything, but one of the things that I began to do on my healing journey from childhood was to start talking about it. Mm-hmm. I said in that piece, I said, pain has a twin called shame.
Yes.
Shame sometimes won't allow healing to come in.
Yes.
Because you ashamed that it happened to you. There are people who are ashamed to let people know that they done been through a bad breakup. You was just on Instagram like 2 months ago with this new boo. And now y'all know more, and you shame. But something happened that caused the pain, that caused the breakup, and you just trying to be silent.
Yeah.
Because you're shameful. Don't be shamed. Listen, ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody. We all got issues. I don't care. The Pope got issues.
Right.
Okay. I know I had to get up in the camera to tell you.
But that's what happens when the word hits you. Sometimes you got to lean into that thing.
Yes.
I mean, that's it. That's what it is. And that's how you know that what you have to say is not just coming from you, but coming from God, coming from the universe, because it has that much momentum. You know what I'm saying? Right. And when you said that, I think I wrote that. I did. I wrote that down. That pain twin is shame, because, and to me it's like pain, shame, guilt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a cousin. Guilt is a cousin. Guilt is a cousin.
That will definitely make you feel like, oh, I don't have anything to heal from. I just need to make up for what I did. Therefore, now you holding on to two things. You holding on to guilt and pain underneath, like this, like two duffel bags. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you what I feel like guilt is. Guilt is like when white people was lynching black people. I feel like guilt is that noose around your neck, like it weighs you down. It's like an anchor.
Yes.
It's like, oh my God. And I'm talking about not the guilt of what somebody else done. Let's just talk about self-guilt. You need to be healed from the things that you think about yourself.
Yes.
You understand? Like, we need like this platform is so needed, Jay. Like, oh my God. I mean, because oh my gosh, it's just okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, I felt like, and this is not anything. And for a long time, when you say, we have to heal from things we said ourselves, for a long time, I was like, ain't nobody gonna really want to hear me talk about healing. You know what I'm saying? But it's not necessarily about me telling you how to heal. It's about us sharing the idea and the movement, the journey to healing, and making it very, very relatable, to help everybody understand. Listen, that you are triggered. We sing songs like, we'll put a song on repeat, you know what I'm saying, over and over again, that speaks to that unhealed place in us, and not realize that we need to heal that, not continuously listen to this song that's beating it in your head. You know what I'm saying? And so I really wanted to open up these conversations, because it's somebody that just doesn't know. What do you mean heal from what? How do I heal? Ain't nothing wrong with me. I just keep meeting. This is the dialogue. I just keep meeting the wrong people. Okay. Well, let's talk about the common denominator.
You. Man, but let me you just said something there. I watched a movie the other night called Reminisce. And at the end of this movie, it was said that we think the past is haunting us, when really we haunt the past when we keep replaying it. Oh man, that thing was so deep, Jay. I was like, man, when I bring up the past, when I keep going back there, for years, I was a public speaker in the church. And I felt like everywhere I went, I need to tell my testimony of what happened to me in my childhood. And I kept repeating it. And it's like, I never gave myself an opportunity to heal from my childhood. What I kept doing was it's like a scab. It's like a scab. I kept peeling it, or I kept digging in it, and it never would heal.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God, I got to let this testimony thing go. Like, no, I'm not preaching about that no more. I'm not talking about that no more. I got to let that go. And as soon as I let it go, oh my gosh, you talking about, I felt an elevation. I evolved. What healing does, it helps you to evolve. It helps your mind. It helps you to think differently. It helps you to see things differently. It helps you to see that whoever hurt you need healing too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever hurts you, or we take things that are out of our control, like deaths. And I'm so glad that the spirit of my dad is here, and I so love it. Shout out to my dad. Oh, shout out to my auntie and them, my mom and everybody that's on this right here. But death is a part of this whole cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And my father's death brought so much healing. It brought healing with me and my siblings on my dad's side. It brought a lot of relationship healing. You understand what I'm saying? And so even in death, the sting of death, the pain of losing my dad brought healing.
Yeah.
It was out of my control. It was so out of my control.
Yeah.
So let's talk about pain that's out of our control. How do we heal from that, Jay?
And this is I'll say this, because it last October, what are we in? This is August,
September. We September 1st. You starting 1st. It off. This is the 9th month. Do you know 9 represents, you don't have a baby, birthing, you're birthing. You know what I'm saying?
That's good information. No, okay, so good. I'm glad. And I thought about that. I was like, okay, my next date is gonna be, so like I said, the first date was kind of choppy, little bad reception. And I was like, should I keep going? And then I looked at the date. I said, it's September 1st. I got to keep going. It's the 1st of September. I got to do it. And so real quickly, to everyone that is just joining us, and also to everyone that was on when we first started, I am Katrice. This is Miss Paula R. Amore, and we are discussing healing. This is also an open mic, so anybody that wants to jump on the mic, we will go back to the open mic in a few minutes. We are in the middle of conversating about, I don't even know, is it conversing? Anyway, we are in the middle of talking about
whatever
healing.
we want it to be.
Right. We are in the middle of talking about healing. You got 2 fire signs on here, and we are popping all this hot energy on here. 2 creatives. And anybody that wants to jump on and discuss their healing journey or has any questions or wants to, let's get the dialogue going in the comments. Also, if you are a poet and you want to jump on an open mic, go ahead and send a request to join. And so going back to what you said, so I lost my grandmother when my uncle passed in 2019 in October. My my mother's oldest brother. And then a year later, a day before, October 19th, my uncle passed in 2019. And in 2020, my grandmother passed on October 20th, which is also my mother's birthday. So in losing them, the way that I healed from that, because they were both, it was like, gut punches for us, because it was 2 close deaths to our family back to back. And so what I do when I think of them is, it's kind of like a what would Jesus do thing, what grandma, what would you have me do, right now? What do you want me to do right now? How would you get through this? I wake up in the morning. My grandmother is she was real fancy. She was a diva. You know what I'm saying? And so leaving out the house looking any kind of way was not her thing. And so I was like, okay, I can't just go out the house looking any kind of way. I may not be going nowhere, but you know what I'm saying? I can't just throw on anything. I'm not doing that because grandma would not be okay with that. And so I think that the way that we heal from losing family members is by continuing to live the way they would want us. Well, I won't say the way they want us to live, because my grandmother did not agree with my lifestyle. However, when it comes to the decisions we make, like being a strong woman, fighting for what you believe in, speaking up, keeping yourself up, holding your family up, keeping your family together. That's what they would do. You know what I'm saying? What would they say? Would they let that comment pass? Would they let that person, just handle you any kind of way? My grandmother was like I said, she was a diva, and she didn't stand for a lot of things. She wasn't loud about it. She was real you know. And so I remember that energy, and I'm like, you know, my grandma would want me to say this. My grandma wouldn't want me to just bend over and allow somebody to treat me any kind of way. If I didn't have the energy and the self-esteem to do it for me prior to her passing away, then in this moment I have to at least do it for her. Because I think when we push through healing, when we're healing, we're going through our healing journey, some days you don't want to. Some days you don't want to get into bed. Some days you don't want to pick up that pen. Some days you don't want to clock in or clock out or whatever you do, whether you work from home or away. You don't want to do none of that because whatever you're healing from has got you down. But sometimes it's the energy of those that have gone on before you that keeps you going. And that would be my suggestion, because that's what I do. My poetry even changed a bit because I started to write a little bit more about who I am, because of who I belong to, who I came from, who sacrificed for me to be able to speak and move and present. You know, I think that when we put our purpose, when our purpose is motivated by something that is bigger than us. You know, my son, he's 7. I mean, me pushing forward and showing him a good example of what, you know, a human should be, a mother should be. You know, that's healing, you know. And I said before, last week, I mentioned the people that we take care of, whether it be children or a grandparent, you know, or, you know, any type of family member or friend that you're taking care of. Your healing is important to them too, because if you don't heal, your brokenness crumbles on them. It's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? If I walk around broken and unhealed and I'm doing toxic things to get through and to push through, my son is watching that. How many of us can say, oh, well, you know, yeah, my parents and my grandparents, my aunt, uncle, oh, they used to be drunk and say blah, 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 blah. They were, I drink. I never am putting anything into a category of toxicity. However, the abuse of it is.
The abuse, that's why I said a little leaf ain't nothing wrong with a little leafy.
Right, no, but when it but when it's, you know, when it's listen, we gotta heal so that we don't cope.
We do have to heal. We have to heal. We do have to heal.
Yeah.
We do. And that was a good example, like he was talking about. I don't know if you want to go see if somebody wants to get on the mic, because I think somebody was like Mike, right, something like that.
Okay, let me check my thing here.
Yeah. Poets, come on.
Who was that? Let me see. Let me go. Somebody had. I did see some mics, but I wasn't sure. Poetry Star 86. If you are interested in joining the open mic, send me a request to it should be a button or something next to you that says you know, join or request or whatever. But if you do want to jump on the mic, you can put some mics next to your name, and I'll send you a request. So I'm going to invite in Divine Thought. If you're still in the building, let me see just a heart hand sprinkle. So I can invite you in, and then let me see if she's here. Are you here?
I'm just so the light can hit my face.
I'm gonna invite her in, okay, and then we'll jump back in, okay?
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, let's see. Okay, I sent the invite. Let's see how this goes. You know, like I told y'all. Oh, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Hi.
There we go. Let's go, poet.
Yes. Good evening. It's nice to meet you finally.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you released the fear to join on our open mic. I'm loading.
Okay. So, thank you for having me. You encouraged me actually to kind of get out there, despite being a little shy. So, thank you. Thank you for your platform.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
Being here again. Thank you.
Yeah. So, this is called spiritual poetry. Let me introduce y'all to this here spiritual poetry.
introduce you to my Empress energy, here to heal, to open up that mind that can hold you hostage. Listen, first take away the veil that binds you, it blinds you, it keeps you captive. Kiss the moon and that be's your fears, and it'll tell all secrets. Even the richest man can be blind to thee. You gotta cross out that doubt and make one move. It's inner validation that will grant approval. Hush that little motherfucking doggy that only brings a bone to take a bone. And you gotta look beyond her physical. I promise it's more there. Because showing the way is not your free will. It's healing the deepest hurt, the deepest regret, and flashbacks of shouldas and couldas. It's acceptance. Move forwards to the path of the sun, serving kisses to all your special ones, bringing immense joy to your lovers. Feel the pleasure, divinely deserving every bite, despite your insecurities. See, this is spiritual poetry. Grateful for my ancestors, I kneel in prayer. Grateful for that first eye opening, blessed is she. Because healing and prosperity it'll be. With my third eye opening, with my third eye, healing and prosperity it'll be. With my third eye balanced, truth is all I see. Because blessed is the soul that embodies both dualities, knowing there's infinite possibilities. She's awaiting, she's awakening. It's her healing, her affirmations, masturbation. See, too many times we be delegating our needs to others. Just start recognizing and eliminating that narrative of self-hate. And who am I to say this? Well, I be's the divine femme. Feminine to the core, feminine of center. I'll say less, as you know, I only entertain the divine masculine of center, the alpha, although both in me. Come meet me. You'll meet the embodiment of Oya, Black warrior goddess. Her storms come to cleanse. So. You'll meet the Egyptian goddess Isis with my healing magic. And this here is spiritual poetry, not that shy shit, hold me back type poetry. Of course, just to know, in these words, you got to remember how you feel. Let it seep deep into your abyss, pulling out those emotions you hide. Destroy all those devotions that do not serve you. Embrace the inner peace you seek without outside validation. Date yourself with the utmost condition, setting the tone for those seeking your inner essence. Make move even amongst the fear lurking on your neck. Turn and look into their eyes. You'll see all, even those lies that they hide with words. See, because it's their actions I see. Passing your reflection and excitement, see and receive, baby. Hard lessons make us beckon for a new day, so choose your burdens wisely. Lovers can change the very makeup of your being, and ain't nobody just trying to be seen. Do you feel me yet? A high priestess formed in warm, loving kindness, only bestowing to those deserving. Feel this here spiritual poetry and remember these words of love I gift to you. No strings attached, nothing to be owed. Just let the words resonate until they penetrate past the programs of hate. True joy is within, baby, so stop seeking it outwardly. Write your own spiritual poetry and journey beyond this here earthly plane. Embrace the unknown change, letting the tower fall. Pick up those pieces for your new journey, your new intro song to where you belong. Like I belong here. And just begin writing your own poetry, because this here is our spiritual journey. Thank you. So I wrote that. I did. Thank you. Healing is a spiritual journey for me. And so also I learned in my journey, not seeking outer validation, learning to appreciate and honor your own validation first. And actually the outside validation comes. And so just knowing yourself internally, knowing when you feel the pain, acknowledging that pain, and then healing begins.
Yes, and yes again.
Powerful.
It was very powerful. Oh my gosh. That was very healing to me.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I give it up. Well. Thank you. And I appreciate your stories. And I come to find that you're not alone in your journey and your hurting. So thank you. So I'll give it up to the next poet to come on. And I just want to really thank you for your platform. And I look forward to getting your book. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate you. Before you go,
Okay.
I do understand. So I just want to make sure that we discuss healing a little bit. And I mean, your
Okay.
piece was completely. I mean, everything was in it. Healing was all up and through that piece. Okay. In just if you could give us one piece of advice when it comes to healing, what would it be?
Um, for me, journaling really helped. And I think you mentioned this before, even if you write down one word. I remember one day I just took the pen and just scribbled. There were no words, but
Mm.
I was able to like, like I'm feeling like everywhere confused, upset, but so I think in my journey, I should say, not even think, I feel in my journey that writing out those good days, but also writing out those bad days and congratulating yourself on those little wins, whatever those
Yeah.
little wins are, and even treating yourself, getting yourself flowers, even in that poetry piece, date yourself. Um, I'm okay with going out on my own and truly enjoying myself. And so
Mhm.
that's been some of the things that I've done for my journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate.
you.
I look forward to hearing more from you in the future. I really appreciate your support, and I really appreciate meeting you. It's nice to meet you as a
Nice
wonderful
to
people.
meet you. Okay, so do you take me off, right? Do I just like, do-do-do? You gonna take
You
me?
press the X. You do.
Oh, I do. Because
Yeah.
this is my first time ever.
Oh, really? Come on
You did
now.
you did well. You did well,
Good,
goddess.
good. Thank
Empress.
you. I don't even know. Take me off.
Press. I'm telling you, press it. It's an X. It should be an X in your box. Do you see it?
No. I mean, it's
Uh-oh.
up top, but
Yeah. Press that.
okay. So it's going to take me out, though, altogether.
Yeah,
Well,
and
you
then
you
you
can
come
you
back
can come,
in.
but you can come back in.
Just come back in. All right, y'all. I'll be
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That was powerful.
Oh my gosh, that blew me away. Wow.
Yeah, that was powerful.
When she started off with this is spiritual poetry, I was like, okay, where we going? Where we going? And then I was like, yes. The part where she was like, bring a bone. Some people bring a bone to dig a bone.
Take, she said dig a bone or to take a bone. She
I
said
think
dig a
she
bone.
said bring a bone to dig a bone, I thought. Or bring a bone to take a bone. It's the same thing.
But
You brought a bone.
let me tell you what I felt. I felt like she healing is definitely in her, and I felt like we took a trip off of this planet,
Uh-huh.
listening or receiving. I don't say listening,
Mm-hmm.
receiving what she just shared. Like I felt that. I felt like the essence of healing, like her just like all on my soul, like, oh yes, take
Yes.
me there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
I appreciate
definitely a visual description of the healing journey.
it. Yeah,
If an
appreciate that.
artist could have, if a painter or somebody who drew could hear that, that would be a
Right.
wonderful piece of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciated that.
Now where is she in Atlanta? Where's she at?
I don't know. I don't know
We didn't ask her,
she
where
didn't
you
get back
from,
on here.
Empress? I need to know where she from.
Right. She didn't give her intro. We need her to come back on here and type
We
all
don't
that
even
in the comments.
have. Okay, so we know her Instagram is
Divine Thought. I am
I
divine.
am
Oh,
divine thought.
Philly. She said
1111. Yo. Oh, she's in Philly.
she's in Philly.
She's out of Philly. Oh, okay. I can get it. I get it. But yeah,
Yeah,
that was good.
that was phenomenal. That was
That was
phenomenal.
good.
So, if there's any other poets in the building, oh, sorry, hey, I'm used to being outside. Any other poets on here? Once again, if you're just joining us, or if you've been here, this is an open mic. We're also discussing healing. I got Miss Paula here with me, And I am your host, Jay Katrice. You know what I'm saying? This is every Wednesday Humpday Healing. I am going. I wanted to share another piece. Another piece from my book, Poetic Insanity. I'm sorry, here I go again. And so I'm going to read the piece Acceptance only because when we talk about healing, I think one thing that holds us back is, again, when we're talking about big guilt and shame, is once you discuss what you're healing from, or what your healing journey looks like, you want to be accepted still. You know what I'm saying? You want people to still want you around, I guess. And that's the part we kind of got to let go of, because, I mean, what God has for you is just for you. It may not be for who you want it to be for.
Jay, you just said something. So, there were people, when I started talking about things that I had gone through and what I've been healed from, like, people literally like distanced themselves. And it's not because they were like, ooh, but it was the mere fact that I was so free to share it. Like, they were ashamed for me. So that lets me know now, in my nowness, that they needed healing. Because the rejection, like, I didn't like the rejection of people. Like, but I'm like, oh yeah, I've been through this and I went through this, and they like, yo,
yeah,
that's good what you just said.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to let those people go.
Yeah, get them out of here.
Right.
And really, you know what I'm saying? You continue to walk in your journey to healing. They'll let themselves out. Some doors you don't have to open; they just open them themselves. It's like,
right.
When you're in a hot room, what do? You start opening windows and doors.
Open the windows, the doors, let them out.
Yeah, let that on out of here. So I'm going to read Acceptance. And it's in my book, and it goes a little something like,
get the book.
Running, trying to make it to acceptance. Nobody really knows what it looks like, smells like, but we know when it's right. Snug fits right, comfort levels on 10, lifestyle on fleek. Touch the sky with it, do anything to keep it. Acceptance can take us to places unknown, unseen by the mortal beings we are, up, down, right, left, painting a picture of benevolence to stay wise. Incomplete song and dance, back and forth, cause acceptance is temporary. Never too much, too long. Satisfaction comes quick and runs out just as fast. And that's that piece. But yeah, that's that. And that, when we talk about healing, acceptance is temporary. If you start to talk about what you're healing from, and you may get some people that may sympathize or empathize with you for the moment. And it's funny because my biggest lifestyle change was when I had open heart surgery 2 years ago. And after that, my perception of life, it changed. I didn't prioritize, hustling and working hard for somebody else. It became, what do you want out of this life? What do you want? Right. Because in a moment, it can be taken from you. Do you want to leave this world knowing that you didn't do what you loved? You know what I'm saying? That you didn't leave an impact of something that is actually your passion. You know what I'm saying? I received a word today. It said, how hard are you going to work for? You can't work hard for somebody else's passion. You know what I'm saying? So when you clock in and out of work, you working hard for someone else's dream, not yours. And at my job, we work hard because, you want to get that overtime and that double time and all that kind of stuff. And you wear yourself out. I know plenty of people who have, become ill. This is prior to COVID. This has come ill due to stress, due to just working. And it's not worth it. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not.
It's not worth
It's
it.
not.
And is the journey to again, and this is why I'm here doing this. Like this is something that I knew was safe. For me, it was within the means, my time, my resources. Um, it's so many things. I'm trying to put my words together. But you know,
No,
when
but
you
I get it.
yeah, I mean when you experience a life-changing event, you begin to find out what's more important. And I had to heal, and in healing from one thing, I ended up having to face so many others. And I know that if we do not take healing time, we don't make it a priority, then something will happen that will kind of force us to make it a priority.
Ma'am. Point. So many years, like 20 something years, I was so focused on helping other people heal, helping other people to overcome, helping other people, where I did not take the time out for myself. And I don't know if you noticed, Jay, but I used to be a pastor. I was in ministry for 20 something years, and I've watched pastors like go into a depression, literally kill themselves because they're so overworked because of the sheep,
Yeah.
the saints,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't really take time out for themselves to heal themselves and go like nobody's there to help the pastor. That everybody wants the pastor to help them, heal me, prophesy to me, talk to me, my children, my marriage, my this, my that.
Right.
And when my grandmother passed back in 2018, I was just like, I need to do some work within myself.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And so that was really my start of my healing journey, was when my grandmother, my father's mother, passed in 2018. And you know, who heals? She said, "Who heals the healer?" My God,
Who heals the healer?
who heals? You know what? And accepting, my acceptance is I need healing. So let's sit down, Paula. I had to tell myself, sit down and start healing yourself.
Yeah.
You can't go on this testimony journey and helping everybody else, and you need help too.
Yeah. You got to take that time, I think, to answer that question. You got to, as a healer, you have to utilize the resources that are out here. And again, we're talking about self-care, prioritizing self-care, not self-coping, but self-care. You know, and we don't have to live this rich. And before we go into this, I do see you, is it Queen Fierce has requested Queen Fierce has requested. So as soon as I finish this point, if it's okay with you, Paula, we're going to invite her in.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
So, but yeah, you gotta, we don't have to have a lot of resources. I think sometimes we get caught up in the media and caught up in these movies about what we need to do to be able to take care of ourselves. Listen, you ain't got to go to Dubai. You don't have to go to Tahiti. You do not have to go to some exclusive island. And I know we all want to go, but let me tell you something. Clean your bathroom first. Wait, Paula, come back. I'm not done. Wait. Clear your bathroom.
Wait a minute. You don't mess up my locks. Hold on.
Clean your bathroom. Run some water. Run yourself a bath. Okay. Cleanliness is next to godliness. And so then run a bath.
That's healing. No, you saying something there.
Run your bath. Research it. Go online. Google is right at your fingertips. What healing bath? What do I need to put in a healing bath?
Somebody said real shit. Somebody say real shit, Jay.
It is like, okay, put these things in your bath. You know what I'm saying? And get in it. And then turn on your music. Close your eyes and escape mentally. that in itself is maybe one moment of your time, of your day, your week, or whatever, 30 minutes, an hour, wherever the time takes you, if you can do it. I know some of us have kids, some of us have multiple responsibilities that we're trying to juggle. And so maybe getting away, on a vacation is hard, but even if you got to stay up a little while longer, you got to steal some of that time. I don't have time to do this. You got to make time to heal. It's specifically, you got to make time to heal. So, to answer your question, who heals the healer? The healer heals the healer.
The healer got it healed.
Yeah,
clean your bathroom.
Right. Listen, run a bath. Yes, and ask questions. I feel like I have a therapist. I think she's phenomenal. If anybody's interested, you can go to, I think it's Smileology or Smilecology, something like that, .org or .com. Her name is Erica. She's a phenomenal therapist to me, and she she looks like me, Black woman, okay, and she talks like us. She keeps it real, and that's so again. And I found her, via some social media or something, and it's just a sacrifice that I make to make sure that I continue on this healing journey. So, Paul, you have anything to say before I invite her in?
Man, no, like you real, like no, for real, like no, seriously, guys. What Jay is saying is create a space in your home, wherever you are. I'm sitting in my Zen room, like I had to create, and in my Zen room, right here is I have an oil diffuser. I have plants. I have color. I love color. You guys can't see right now, but I have color. I have fresh flowers. I do want to show y'all my flower. Hold on. I have fresh flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that is important, in color. Like I have a yellow background back there. Can y'all see that? Yeah, my light, whatever. All of that's important. That was important for me. So to have a room where I can sit and meditate, do yoga, speak things, speak well to myself and all of that stuff. So yeah, you're right. Okay, I'll be back because my light done went out. But go ahead and invite homegirl in.
Okay. All right, Queen, let's do it. Again, y'all, this is an open mic and chit chat, poetry and chit chat. Hey,
I'm
so if
here.
anybody is interested in jumping on, go ahead and send me a request. Welcome to our healing journey. How are you this evening?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and let you have it. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and go ahead and go into your piece.
Okay, so I jumped on because I got the notification that Divine Thought was in here. So I knew she was doing some poetry or something. I was like, let me see what she's talking about in here. We just recently connected. So it's like my new poetry sis. I didn't know I was like walking into an open mic for real.
Yes. See what God has brought you. Yes.
Yes. So I'm Queen Fierce. I'm here in Philly. I'm just out here doing my thing. I'm a writer. I'm a poet. I am actually a community organizer. That's my day job, and I do stuff. I'm a creative.
Good.
So I just wanted to jump in. I came across this poem today. I was actually looking for another poem, and I came across this poem I wrote some years ago called A Perspective on Healing. And I was like, oh, that's what it's called, because I was like looking for it recently. And you know how you like write stuff but don't really title it. So I was like trying to remember keywords, like how can I find it or whatever. But I was looking for something completely different today and came across this poem and didn't realize I had named it A Perspective on Healing. So I guess I came across it for this moment right here.
Yes. Oh, I love how that happened.
Yes.
So happy.
Yes. And so, well, we could talk about it afterwards, but it's called A Perspective on Healing. Okay. I don't want to cause you harm, but I want to see you bleed, sis. I want you to spill what doesn't serve you from your veins. I want you to know what you've been through is not in vain. It was in necessity. And although you're not designed to understand everything, we're built for the pain. You have nothing to lose and everything, and pure sanity to gain. I believe in you and your healing, Queen. It's attainable, intangible. You no longer have to be detachable just because sometimes you need to disconnect. Take time to reflect on this journey, this sometimes lonesome, awkward, exhausting journey that no one gave you directions for, that you aimlessly walk barefoot on this crooked, rocky road that everyone tells you leads somewhere, but you're not sure for real. Just keep trudging with the world strapped to your back like a G because you are made in her image. Wounds that run deep like shallow rivers that feed into oceans have defined your existence for far too long. Show them who you are. Show them that just because you bleed doesn't mean you will die. It means the power of life flows through you. You are somebody's reason why, even if you are not your own. So it's okay to bleed, sis, because your healing depends on it.
Yeah. Can we clap on here? Is it okay to clap on the
clap and
We
snap.
can clap. We can clap. We can clap.
Dang.
So I don't know what they're sounding like out loud. Sometimes I write things and don't really revisit them again. But like I said, I probably came across it for this moment here. So I'm glad that I was able to come on and share it with you. I am in a different kind of healing journey now, I guess, than when I wrote this. But this piece was really to encourage people during their healing journeys, because sometimes when you're in the midst of it, like, you don't see the other side. It can feel like a very dark place. I always say it's really important what you do with your energy when you're in that kind of space. So like, you have a choice. You can either just like reside in that dark space, and sometimes you need to face self. Sometimes you need to look within. Sometimes the dark space, no matter how long, is part of the journey. But sometimes you need to know that you're coming out on the other side, that there is light on the other side of that, and you need to act accordingly. So whenever I find myself in these places, I allot time in that dark space, but I don't stay there because it just is necessary. That's usually the space where you process. But I'm always like, okay, energy, where we going next? Because can't stay here.
That's good.
I love the fact that you said it's okay to bleed, sis. Like I was like, yes. I mean, because when you peel back that scab to start healing.
Yeah. No. Because you don't want people to know that you bleed. It's like a shameful thing, like how you was talking about earlier. You don't want people to know that you bleeding, or that you hurt. So people usually mask, their healing process, or don't really process it. I think they forget the processing part. That healing is a process, so you have to process while you're in it, right? So I'm good. It's okay to bleed, you know what I mean? Because you're not going to bleed forever, and just because you bleed doesn't mean you're going to die. So I think that's the takeaway from that.
Yes. Just because you bleed does not mean you're going to die. Yes, 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 and yes again. That part. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know I feel like there's a lot of elevation in isolation. We talk about being in that dark space.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
That was powerful. The other thing that I would want to add is it's all right to bleed, and you're not going to bleed out. And I know a lot of people think that if I bleed, I may bleed out, but you're not going to bleed out. To me, that bleeding out is meaning like there's still hope.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to lose hope. Like, that was the thing. Like, I had to find hope in the midst of a lot of my painful situations. Divorce. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I felt like, oh, I'm about to bleed out. Like, this can't be happening to me. but I found hope in the midst of all of that. You understand what I'm saying? And so,
and even though
I didn't bleed out. I didn't bleed out because I had hope.
Right. And even though you're bleeding, that's not saying you can't take care of yourself. When you get a cut, you still put a Band-Aid on it. You still clean it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's things that you do during your healing process that's necessary to facilitate the healing. So like you get a cut, you put some Neosporin on it because you want it to heal right. You put a Band-Aid on it because you don't want to get any dirt in it. You know what I mean? It's the same thing like when we get these cuts on our soul, right? So we protect ourselves. We put a Band-Aid on it. We spray a little peroxide on it. Watch the little foamy stuff, come out. And sometimes that looks like our journaling. Sometimes that looks like sitting in the dark room. Sometimes that looks like creating a new space. Let me tell you, I felt you all the way when you was like, sis, clean your bathroom. Because I had to do that, like physically do that. You know what I mean? To like get in the tub and really just be like, feel comfortable in their space. Like it's just so neat. It's like a different type of cleansing. You know what I mean? Because I actually I'm going through a process right now, which has taken a lot of process and a lot of toll on my mind. It's been a journey. And even though like emotionally things hurt, I just keep reminding myself like, okay, this is divine order. Things happen for a reason. Things are universal. So like, those things. And so you have to hold on to that as tight as you can because your emotions will just take you. They'll just like sweep you right on out of here if you let it.
Right on out of here. Mm-hmm.
And so like, even though I'm an emotional being, I also am a very rational being. I tell people all day, I'm emotional. I'm not irrational. Like I know exactly what's happening. I know what's going on and I'm not irrational. So I just like keep reminding myself. It's important what you say to yourself during those times too. Because sometimes your word is the only word that you got to hold on to. So just make sure you feed yourself the right thing.
That's true.
I agree. I totally agree with all of that.
Powerful.
Yeah. I think with bleeding, we're talking about like a purging or a detoxing. Getting rid of the stuff you don't need.
Yep.
That's good.
Excellent.
A purging.
Mm-hmm. I truly enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for inviting me up here. I'm glad that I saw my sis, Divine Thought, jump in the room because I'm enjoying the conversation and the expounding on healing.
Good. Awesome. So make sure you this is be every Wednesday. So let's continue to create and share. I hope to see you in the future and thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
That was powerful.
It was. I am so
all of this is powerful. But I do have to go back to that bathroom moment, Jay. Like you said, you Dubai, like God knows, like I could be in Dubai right now if I needed to be, right? However, I needed a right now solution. And the right now solution for me was create a place for me.
Yeah.
Where I am for me to heal. I love showers. I love baths. I love all of that. However, when I get out of the shower, where, and for me, it's this room, it's this space where I could come in and take deep breaths and just sit with a cup of tea, sit with some water, sit with nothing, sit with some meditation music, some chakra music, and that's important. Or it can be your car. You know what I'm saying? I know we so used to going on the radio station or whatever. Put some meditation music on. Yeah. Get a little oil diffuser. You go to Walmart, get your little oil diffuser. Put it in your car. Because here in Atlanta, you're gonna spend at least a good hour in your car when you're traveling. Okay.
Hello.
So I mean that was my thing. Like, yeah, I felt you on that bathroom thing.
Yeah, because to me it's a I don't want to say it's an easy escape because, again, you know, when you have so many responsibilities, sometimes, you know, you just be like, I cannot get to the. I've spent a week sometimes. I cannot wait to get in this bathtub. I cannot wait. But I had to keep saying it. Again, we're talking about in our mind, right? Got to get into this. I know what it's like. I'm like, I know when I get in that tub, this will be better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, you do things, of course, you know, you write, you vibe to your music, whatever. You talk with yourself, affirmations. Just, you know, what I desire desires me. I do not chase, I attract. You know, we're saying these things over and over and over again throughout our day, and this is how we get our mind through healing. But again, like I said, getting to that safe space, just getting there, is just a huge step to healing.
So another thing now, one of the other things that I did, Jay, was I spent a lot of time at the spa called Jeju. And I know the pandemic is happening, COVID and everything. But one thing I can say, like their sauna rooms is just really good to go in. Once you done took your shower, they sanitize really, really good in that place. But I spent like 4 days straight. When I first got back to Georgia, I just spent like 4 days straight. That's if you have the schedule and the time to do something like that. Hey, lady.
Yeah.
And honey flavored. Yeah. And so that was another part of my healing. Just, you know, going to places like that. There was another spot out in Douglasville. I forgot the name of it, but it was like a yoni place where I went and got my little yoni steam and the oxygen and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just doing little different things like that will help you. Taking the time out to do those things for yourself to add a part of your regimen of healing, if you will. Yeah,
I agree. We have another request. We got True Poetry in the building.
All right.
Y'all gonna have to excuse me. We are in the building, okay? Because I've said it twice. So
we are in the building.
At this point, we are in the building of healing. You're in the healing building. And once again, for anybody that's just joining us, this is an open mic and chit chat. I am your host, Katrice, and we have our featured. At this point, you're not the featured poet; you are the featured person, featured host. Oh, that's what it is. You are my featured co-host, Paula Amor here, who is also a poet and a motivational speaker, and I'm with the motivation in general. So again, we have about 20 minutes left. So if anyone would love to join on with us and chit chat with us, please send a request to join us live. I'm going to go ahead and pull True Poetry in the building. True Poetry. True Poetry. Come on, True Poetry. Bring it in. Uh-oh. Is she there? Is she there? It's dark. Okay. Come on. Do you see something?
Come on through. Come on. Bring that energy in.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
What's up? What's up?
What's
okay.
up?
I'm in my car. I got a newborn, so I came outside.
Oh,
I can get in the light a little bit better. Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, she with dad. I just wanted to. Okay, there we go. I'm a little bit better. There we go.
Welcome, True Poetry. Tell us about yourself and your healing, everything. Go ahead.
So my name is, I go by True. But stage name is True Poetry. Yeah. It stands for the real undeniable essence, poetic object, everybody trying to read you. Poetry is my healing. I found poetry when I lost my father to cancer. I was a child, and so I've just been writing, performing ever since. I remember I used to sit back and watch Showtime at the Apollo with him. And so 2012, I went and did amateur night in Harlem. And that kind of, it was real. It was a real beautiful experience for me. So been sticking with it ever since. I don't really do it monetarily or anything like that. I just share when I share, if I can share, type of thing, you know.
Well, thank you for choosing to share with us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having it. There's so many platforms now that have dwindled away. You know, not a lot of outlets. I used to have a lot in the city. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. We used to have a lot of open mics, a lot of grassroots things, and they just kind of went away. So, and then also being a new mom, I don't have the same schedule anymore that I used to.
Right.
Have the freedom to hit the open mics, you know, and hang out a little bit. So.
Well, listen, I can say this. We're definitely here for you. Like Jay said, she's going to be here every Wednesday. You know, I'm going to pop on whenever, you know, she invite me to come and co-host with her. And, you know, I just say, you know, continue your journey of healing. Like, it's going to be so important, not just for you, but for you said your daughter, right?
Yep. Her name is
Madeline.
For
your daughter. Her name is what now?
Madeline.
Madeline, yes, for Madeline, yes, for Madeline. And so if that's so important, and I say that's important because my daughter had to watch me go through, and she is watching me go through my healing. She just lost her oldest brother on her father's side in a car accident, like kind of like in the same area where my father was killed. You know what I'm saying? And so she saw my journey. And now she's on her journey of healing because that was her best friend. You understand what I'm saying? And so we don't really realize like the mentorship and the role model piece that we play with our children. And so continue to do that healing.
Thank you.
For her and for yourself.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, I'd love to do a piece for y'all.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. No puppet, fairy tale, taboo, or experimental pleasures, fantasies, or whatever. This is my life. See, I was ripped of my innocence at such a young age that even at such a young age, I was known to speak with such rage, but only through silence. By never telling my mother that I love her. By living in a house full of roommates instead of loved ones. But save your broken girl, fragile dream sympathy. Someone might need it, but it's not me. Word. This is my life, and I found it worth living. By spending numerous nights with my pen attacking the paper. The way I watch D-boys stay strapped, attack, and get paper. But I'd rather have my notepad than a stack of that paper, because I know what it means to enable, to feed an addiction, wanting to quit and not being able. Like the class of disease in which cells display uncontrolled growth. Sometimes malignant, sometimes benign. A part of my life, but I refuse to let it run mine or poison my mind like everything that's sick just dies. And if that's real, I'll build my own reality and live in that. Or I'll put the Bible over my heart and try to bleed through that, you know, like live more righteous. Because I have but one true friend. The man I pray with and the man we pray to, which helps me learn what it means to stay with, because even when our foundation shakes, it's such a peace in the calm between those breaks, you know, like feel-good moments. And the pain of people and good love healing has governed my life. I'm not aiming for a messed up piece of this American pie because they want me to give up my roots and perm my roots just to live a real messed up American life. I'm too black and happy. Too down south eating fat back and staying nappy. And they say I got an old soul, but I'm like, nah, that's that Jamaican in my bones. A Caribbean soul that keeps me dark brown. See, everybody wants to be everything but black. That color has gotten so dark now. So I'm trying to find my way through the mind sight. In the dark with a whole bunch of lights feeling crazy. But this ain't a gimmick or a game because no one plays me. This is my life. I want to understand why common sense is not so common. And when everyone stopped caring enough to just care for someone else. But I'll set it all on fire until I cease to just one flame and no longer sit and listen to other poets who speak with such flame. Because I am, whether I have or I have not. And a name I have, but a name I am not. This is only part of my life. And I still found it worth living.
Here I am, clapping again.
What?
Thank you so much.
Oh, man.
You know, I got one more on my spirit. I don't want to take up too much of y'all time, but I do want to dedicate this one specifically to women. I don't know if this one is ingrained in my memory the way that other one was, but it's on my heart to share quickly.
Yes. Go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to the cowards who skate and forced me to visit hospitals like Wakes because he convinced her she wasn't worth the wait. Now, 3 months prior to me mentoring her, her period was already late. It gets better. Just wait. You see, this is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. And though she looks so sad in those photographs, I absolutely love her when she smiles. That was just a little something, y'all. And it came on my heart quickly because I feel like as women, as mothers, as women, as mothers, and whether you have mothered a child or if you have mothered yourself, if you have carried the burden of life and given birth to your healing, you feel me? You feel me? If you if you at the stage of contractions, you feel me? If the Holy Spirit is inducing you, if you're being forced into labor in life right now, man, my heart to you. Because we out here carrying the whole world, y'all. We carrying the whole world on these motherly vibrations. And when I say motherly vibrations, I'm generally speaking to the womb, whether it has carried or not, because whether you have a child or not, you have carried. You have bared. You feel me?
Yes.
You have labored in love. You have labored in friendship. You have labored in self-love and self-care. You have labored in your family, breaking generational curses, trying to get the elders to see the wrongs in their ways, trying to get the younger generation to see the opportunity to be right in their ways. You have labored. You feel me? In white space where we are forced to code switch to be called professional or deemed some accolade of esteem in academia and etc. You have labored. On your job, you have labored. When they told you you wasn't qualified, you have labored. When he didn't call back, sis, you were in labor. You understand? And so we are giving birth to orphan children because we convincing ourselves that we healed from something that we really not healed from. So we like Brenda babying our sustainability. You feel me? Like we keep putting our babies in the trash can. We keep putting our babies, our dreams in the trash can, y'all. Like the friendship that you didn't go back for while you let that man violate you, your baby in the trash can. That dream that you keep telling yourself you don't have enough money to see coming to fruition, you keep throwing your baby in the trash can. So don't feel the contractions. Let the water break, birth the baby, and put it in the trash can. Don't do that because there's somebody out here who paying to be artificially inseminated for real. They praying to feel contractions. They praying to give birth, and they cannot conceive the dream. They cannot conceive the love life. They cannot conceive the friendship. They cannot conceive the whole and healthy family. But you keep throwing your baby in the trash can, though.
Oh, hammer.
You have labored too long, Black woman, strong woman, mother of all, Mother Earth, mother of hurt Black man, mother of hurt Black appropriated culture. It's all us, y'all. It's always ghetto and unacceptable until somebody else does it. But we are the innovators and creators of this world. Man, come on now. Braids were unprofessional until they put it on the runway. Using what you had in your little hand-me-downs was frowned upon until it became thrifting. Stop playing with me. We gave birth to all of that.
Yeah. That's
taking
right.
scrap food. Look at this, y'all. Look at how they luxurize our struggle. Taking scrap food and throwing seasoned butter on it. And they calling it hibachi, y'all. It ain't nothing but rice, old chicken. Huh? Come on. And they throw garlic butter on it, and they like, this hibachi, this is luxurious. This is no, your grandma been doing that. Your grandma been feeding you chicken and rice and whatever vegetable was available in that refrigerator. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. But now it's $40 a plate though, huh, man? Quit playing with me.
Yo, let's heal. She's speaking that. We
Yo,
healing.
yo,
We healing.
yo,
We
sis.
we healing through that right
Yo,
there. What you just
sis.
said.
Yo, sis. Then
We
it's
healing
like,
through that.
then it's like teaching our children to equate luxury to Europeanism, because it's not that it's Louis and Gucci, it's that it's European. It's that it's European. So we still slaves, we still laboring. We still laboring in chains. We still in chains.
Yep, that's
We
it. Yep.
even let biracial non-black women take over a movement that was started to build our self-esteem. Now the natural movement is defined by 2B, 2A hair. What does that even mean? Hey, stop playing with me, man. I came to bust people out and set them free tonight. That's what I came outside to do, for real.
Yo, 2B, 1B, 2B, what we doing? No way.
Listen.
I'm done with that.
Listen, as if something is wrong with what you have. And you wonder why all our sisters out here suffering from identity crisis. As if something wrong with that hair coming out your head the way it is. We know the difference between kept and Europeanized. We know the difference, sis.
Yeah.
Yes, wash, condition, you feel me? Take care of yourself. But who taught you that something's wrong with your edges if they don't look like a sweaty white woman's? That's what edge control look like to me. Stop playing with me, man. Y'all better get free.
You listen.
Huh?
I stopped taking notes. I should have put my pen back up. What you said?
Yo, did you say sweaty edges? I'm done. What are you doing?
Hey,
I'm done.
I'm gonna say what other people think and will not come out of their mouth. Like,
yo, but people probably ain't even thinking that. But help us to heal, please. This is on a whole nother level. This is a comeback. Hold up, Jay. You got to have her to come.
Listen.
Yeah, I don't know how to do this, but if you are following,
the physical has to have permission from the spirit. So long before the annihilation of the black family structure, that was the first thing they was after, right? That's when they came out with welfare and they told sisters we didn't need a man. Hey, we'll give you a couple dollars. We'll put some food in the home. We'll give you some wick, but you can't have that man in the house with you, right?
But you got to keep him out. My God.
That's when they started. So they said we're gonna get the black family structure. Okay, but then what did we do as innovators, as creators? As the ones who labor, we figured it out like we always do. So we changed the game, right? So when we changed the game, then they had to say, okay, we can't get the whole structure. We'll go after them individually. So then they started telling black mothers that their black children were too busy in school. Perhaps they have attention deficit disorder. Here's some pills for them to change their chemical balance. I want to segregate him or her from everyone else. I want to make them feel different without making the difference be something that is uniquely, creatively them. I want to teach them that they lack. Because if I teach them that they lack, I will teach them to depend on me for everything. I don't want to teach them how to learn. I want to teach them what to learn. And if I notice that they are challenging me on how I'm teaching them what to learn, detention, suspension, parent-teacher conference, your child is misbehaving. No, your child is questioning where they see lack in your ability to control them.
Yeah.
Listen, they start there, y'all. But everything that happens in the physical is a manifestation of the spirit. So it is not the flesh that they fear. Because look at 9 out of 10 successful people in this world are the laborers. Black women have more degrees than white men right now. Black women hold more corporate and professional positions than white men right now. Black women are the head of the household in most black households. Black women are nurses and doctors and authors and poets and healers and crystal light workers. We are it. We are all of it, right? So why we still sick?
You know
why
what?
Is the medicine woman sick?
I appreciate
we in our
you
medicine
coming
bag and we still sick. But why? Because we have yet to go to the spirit in war. We have warred with our hands. We have warred with our mouths, our hearts. We got to war in the spirit now. We got to intercess on everybody's behalf because we are. We
Right.
are. We are Mother Nature. We are, sis. That's a real thing. That's a
So
real.
let me ask you this. You say you're in where are you?
I'm in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. Jay, I'm pretty sure Jay wants to have you back on. You have so much in you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That I believe that this platform really, really needs. So I think Jay was trying to make sure we get your contact information.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. I can drop it.
I think we were already following each other, so it won't be hard for me to hit you up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. If you're able, I know you
take y'all off into a tangent, man, but I'm just
No. It's all good. I know she gave us a time limit. I think she was like, we had 20 minutes, like 20 minutes ago. But listen, everything that she said was like on point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate y'all for sure, man. Thank you for doing it.
We appreciate you.
Keep doing it. You
For
know,
sure.
definitely. You never know who's watching. I was just watching, making dinner with my family, feeding my baby, and I'm like, no, I want to speak. Like, I'm listening. I'm very inspired. I thank the women that came before me for sharing, you know, the deepest parts of them as well. And, you know, if any of them, you know, want to tap in, I'm all for that. I like to keep in touch with other powerful women, you know, whether you pray, don't pray, subscribe, don't subscribe to religion, spirituality, witchcraft, voodoo, hoodoo, whatever it is, as long as you're doing something that represents you, I'm for that. As long as you're doing something that sustains you in this world, I'm all for that. And if I can touch and agree with you, you know, I would love to do so. So
Powerful.
Well, we will be seeing more of you, definitely.
Okay, cool. And
thank you so much.
Thank you.
We honor you. We honor you.
Oh,
definitely.
Thank you.
We honor you.
All right.
Yeah.
That just blew my cap off.
That's a cap.
I'm saying it was phenomenal.
It almost took my 2B out my head.
Yes, that was amazing. And so necessary.
This went in though, it was so much healing.
Yeah.
It's so much healing in her. She definitely got she in her.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, well, I mean, that was a great way to end it. Do you have anything else you want to share or no? Okay.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. And thank you to all of the poets. Thank you to everyone that chimed in tonight and just making this whole Humpday healing Hump Day. Is that what healing?
Humpday healing. Yeah.
Humpday healing. We're gonna do the Humpty Hump in a minute. But anyway, just a shout out to everyone, my family that chimed in, all of the poets from the House of Poetry. We miss y'all too. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, we here to support you, Jay. Much love to what you're doing. I'm thankful.
Thank you. Well, I'm very thankful for you. And thank everybody who joined. I will be sharing this video. I'm hoping that we had good reception because it got a little frozen a little bit. But whatever it is, if I can't share the whole video, I will be sharing pieces because this message has got to get out there. This is something that God laid on my heart, and I'm just going to keep going until God says stop. So I appreciate you, Paula. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and signing up and sharing your journey. Next Wednesday, y'all meet me here. And we're going to keep on healing.
Peace.
Peace out.